It might sound strange to say that a new version of the Mosaic Sin is kicking around, if you will. But there's a secret to this that many players don't know. In fact, a very creative dueler even utilized this little-known mechanic to successfully bring a Mosaic Sin into competitive PvP.
It might have been a little pixelated, but that was the first ever Mosaic Sin PvP kill we've ever seen.
With the help of MasterOdis' theory crafting and some very expensive gloves, a new record has been set. The entirety of Diablo 2's endgame has been beaten in under a minute.
Oh my god, dude! We did it!
With every player rocking a disco sin these days, it's hard to notice, but underneath the blinding disco lights of elemental damage, something else very powerful is happening. In an early patch, kick skills such as Dragon Talon ignored their target's defense and would always hit. This was later patched, but what many players don't know is that it's still possible to do this in-game. As long as the assassin has at least one martial arts charge active, her kicks will ignore her target's defense and always hit. The Mosaic rune word allows the player to keep charges up indefinitely. With an assassin that's kicking over a dozen times a second and connecting on every hit, we can take advantage of some powerful abilities. First and foremost, Crushing Blow. As we take a look at the gear, you'll notice quite a bit of it. In fact, it's so important on this build that these gloves went for 40 jaw runes. That might sound like a lot, but believe it or not, that might have actually been a deal. For so many reasons, these gloves are worth the price and likely far more. Although the ability seems to be at the heart of all things broken in this game, many players don't quite understand how Crushing Blow actually works. Let's use Guillaume's face as an example. If the player wearing this item hits a boss target with a melee range physical attack wearing this item, then there is a 35% chance that that hit will reduce the boss's remaining life total by 1/8 or 12.5%, and that's before dealing regular damage. If a player has more items with Crushing Blow, the percent chance stacks and can go up to 100%. Anything over that is redundant. But that 12% chance is static and sort of core to how the ability works. Unfortunately, it can't be changed. Or can it? Before we get into the secret sauce of this build and show how it was able to complete the fastest segment of this run in all of Diablo 2 history, let's take a moment to thank G2A for not only sponsoring this video, but for the insane discounts they've given us over the years. Are you a cheap bastard like me, always looking to snatch up the things you love at steep discounts? Or maybe you're the type that saves all of his holiday shopping for the last minute. Either way, I got you covered. G2A is a hub of digital entertainment where you can get software, gift cards, and game keys with instant delivery. Some approved sellers on this site are able to buy game keys in bulk directly from studios and pass those savings on to you. One title I would highly suggest checking out if you haven't already is Super Mario RPG. In fact, if you use my link below, you too can join in on the fun. Be sure to check it out and be damn sure to let me know the best deals that you find. Let's get back to the action. The devs didn't want people cheesing physical immune monsters with Crushing Blow, so they tied the damage output of the mechanic directly to the target's physical resistance. In fact, the same is true for players. While damage reduction itself is capped at 50% in PvP, overstacking it can provide your character with a huge unseen benefit. If you stack 100% damage reduction on your character, you become immune to any Crushing Blow that your opponent has. However, this works both ways. If physical resistance is lowered by, say, the Amplify Damage curse, it's possible that Crushing Blow will deliver twice the amount of damage, or 20% of remaining life, before dealing actual damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
And this leads us to the next level of broken shit on this build. With so many hits per second, items with a small chance to proc on hit suddenly get leagues better. For example, Atma's Scarab. Wearing this on a smiter, you may never see the proc go off, but on a kicker, it's practically a guarantee. And as you can see from all of the boss kills in this run, as soon as this curse goes off, the monster almost immediately dies. While physical damage is the main focus of the build, martial arts skills are still pretty important. With them, we can clear mobs passively, add additional damage, and potentially deal residual damage to all primevals at the same time. This setup requires a very specific charge alignment on the Sin. You start by fully charging up Tiger Strike to add massive bonus physical damage. We try to set Phoenix Strike at 2 charges, and finally 1 charge on Claws of Thunder. Having Dragon Talon at exactly this level gives us 7 kicks for the skill. I've linked the entire character below in case you wanted to take a closer look at it. And now that we had the build, we just needed the run. After hours of theory crafting in single player and hundreds of runs in the big leagues of Battle.net, we finally did it. Online mode, no pre-buffing, and nearly perfect RNG. After being trolled by the lesser evils far more times than we could count, the stars finally aligned. Duriel right next to the portal for an insanely fast kill. But it wasn't until we stepped into Lilith's lair that we finally realized what this run could ultimately be.
This is it, boys. This is fucking it. This is fucking it.
This is the first Uber Tristram 6-boss speedrun ever completed in under a minute with no pre-buffing. There's a small bit of room for improvement, but what an incredible feat. Many D2 players still debate whether or not the Mosaic rune word was a good addition to the game, but without it, the Smiter might be the only class capable of getting us excited about these type of runs. What do you think? Are you sick of the rune word yet, or are you hoping they give us more? Let me know down below. Until next time, my friends, DFC Champ.